played really well today, threw a bunch of great shots.
I have very good experience at this course. Obviously, I've won here before.
The wind out there was a little swirly at times.
Very weird round. You know, holes kind of 10 through 12, 13, 14. It's about the worst wind you can have, where it's just headwind every shot. Just makes the holes tough to get. And I went 500 through 4 holes in that stretch. You know, I had a lot of opportunities, had a lot of bogeys.
The goal was -5, -6, and trying to just stay in the hunt there. So -8, you know, getting 17 at the end there was definitely a bonus. Yeah, looking good for next round.
I was just throwing back-to-back great shots. I think honestly the headwind helped me a little bit because it made me commit to my shots a little bit more and not fluff them, and that could really go wrong if you're not committing to your shots out here.
I think I have a pretty good game plan dialed in here.
I think 10 is going to be the mark to hit tomorrow.
Had a good stretch so far and just got to keep playing solid.
Hello and welcome to round 2 coverage from the 2024 United States Disc Golf Championship presented by Innova. We are here as always in Rock Hill, South Carolina on the grounds of Winthrop University. You're watching JomezPro with me and my friends.
We've got scoreable conditions out here at Winthrop, which is awesome because round 1 was pretty tricky. Not the way you want to start, obviously, when this course is so much tight rope and out of bounds, but this is going to be a day where we can actually attack a bit. We got Anthony Barela starting off the event at 9 under, a hot start for a player who started the season off hot, looking to end it hot. Great year all around. Got the 2-time world champion Isaac Robinson. We got to see all of his throws yesterday, and really, once again, for any event that he can control his destiny, we have to take away Vermont and Maple Hill. He has been on lead card. This stretch is actually incredible for Isaac Robinson. It goes back to like 12 to 15 rounds. I can't even keep track of it anymore. Drew Gibson had to qualify on Monday, comes out here, guns blazing, keeps up the hot momentum, and of course, the one-time U.S. champion, the player of the year, Gannon Buhr, rounding out our lead card.
Look, I know I can't be the only one who has no idea what you're talking about with Isaac Robinson.
Yeah,
give that one more try.
I'm saying, so if he can control his destiny to be on lead card, he has maintained the spot on the lead card for every event. So the Maple Hill and Vermont, the lead cards were dictated by points. So he had no say in that. But aside from that,
yeah, but are those even really lead cards? Those are like opening cards, round 1 cards, you're saying?
Yes.
Those aren't even lead cards.
I'm just saying Isaac's been playing incredible golf for like 6 straight or 7 straight events.
I'm on board with you.
Okay, little touch shot here. Put it on Anheuser and then let it drift, but that's heavy on the hyzer now.
Also a little bit heavy on that height. It's a lot of trust to go that high through that downhill low ceiling.
Yeah. If you're throwing over stable, I don't mind the height, but you got to get it right, you know? So then it kind of lands soft. This guy just throws bullets. Baby hyzer, bullet.
But like soft bullets, like rubber.
No, that's
like rubber bullets.
Going right at it. Oh, goodness, get in.
Just right at it, dude. It's like a laser beam.
That's
It's
what I'm
incredible.
saying.
Awesome shot.
Or bullet.
Or like a bullet, like a laser beam bullet.
If there's a shot that this guy's good at right here, it's this one. He's really kind of found a nice rhythm with these touch shots. He'd be really fun to play catch with. Look at this. I mean,
Yeah.
that's as good as they make them.
So good.
Primo.
Just perfect ground play. A little bit less speed than Isaac. You love a short putt to get you started out here.
I mean, we've said it a bunch of times about him that for as much power as he has, the touch is like just like kind of a gift.
It's beautiful. Same can be said with Gannon. He's got great touch. Because he just doesn't look like he's throwing the disc sometimes.
But interestingly, after he after his last win, we were interviewing him on the live coverage, and I asked him what he perceived as his own weakness, and first thing he said, touch.
Okay.
It's like it's hard to pick one. Honestly,
Yeah, right. He's got to pick something. You asked him the question.
Yeah, but I found that interesting. That's what he felt like.
Well, we're in trouble because he's going to be working on that.
Yeah.
Well, his touch,
We've been in trouble.
His touch can get regulated by this distance.
Yeah,
Oh my
don't
God! Because
need it
because you
much.
can just kind of knock him down from outside the circle.
The best way that he's
Wow.
ever going to learn touch is by stop making those putts so that he has to get closer.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he keeps making them. He'll never have to learn how to get touchy.
For years I've been saying it. To be known as one of the greatest putters in the world, you got to be a garbage driver.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I remember the check-in with him yesterday on 16. That was a bomb.
Yeah.
He was way out of bounds and just knocked it down. Oh, get in
Just
there,
hangs it.
Isaac. And it was like not long ago that we were like, yeah, Isaac's putt kind of looks a little weak, and he's like, having a struggle year, and now it's just, oh my gosh.
don't remember-
Is he the best player in the world?
I don't remember beginning season or mid-season. All I can remember is what he's done for me lately, and that's
Oh, I can. And I was worried about the kid.
he was not making every 45-footer.
Well, he wasn't playing very well.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, low.
Can this skip over? Usually doesn't.
Gosh, speaking of guys that just make all their putts, is he about to just rock this from short of the log?
Yeah, that's 60. That's 65.
70.
Yeah.
80. That might be 80.
Yeah, he's like considerably back of that log. That's
He fist pumped it halfway there. Holy cow.
that's a full court shot at the buzzer. That is way downtown.
8er hold on 2.
Hyzer flip. Great line. Opens up the fairway the most. And
Scoot, scoot, scoot.
that's pretty good.
The control is sublime there. There's OB right next to where that disc landed. It just comes in with perfect angle. Rewarded with an easy birdie.
That was absolutely perfect.
2 for 2. You're just on top of the world here.
And what if Rick could get to 3 for 3?
Well, he'll be the first probably to do it in the tournament, I'm guessing.
Somebody had yesterday.
Gavin Babcock.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Like only one person yesterday. That's pretty far left.
That's a great
That's a great spot. If you're a Ricky Wysocki, you're loving it.
I wasn't sure if it would be too far left, but this is a fantastic angle. Just bringing in with some heat. One big skip is what you're looking for. Didn't really get it.
That early corner is real mean, and it's getting meaner every year. And
He's fine with it. You see him
yep.
kind of accepting where it ended up.
You accept it because you know that a birdie on this hole is huge. I mean, it's just only 11 players out of 119 today are getting that hole.
Wow.
I think the acceptance is like a kind of a big deal that's overlooked. You throw a bad shot, I think of Ezra Robinson kind of struggles with that sometimes. When he throws a really bad shot, he still has like an opportunity, but he lets it get to him. And you can see that with all these guys. Kind of the outlook going into that shot is
Andrew Vetter.
Ooh, we got a winner?
Patreon disc winner this week. You are getting the BigSexyBarri Discraft Heat with some illustrations drawn by yours truly. Some custom add-ons that you're going to get and be shocked by. But congratulations to you. Tough get, hole 2. Isaac's going to go the straight route, which is the probably more taken route on this hole, and that's very well thrown to edge of circle.
It's really good.
Beautiful drift on this one for Drew. Obstructed 35-footer coming for him.
Now this could get dicey.
It's running, but man, that's good.
Yeah, really good.
I thought the same thing. I thought it might be working its way over towards the out of bounds as it never really quite got flat, but brakes came on right when they needed to.
Yeah, ground kind of ate it up there.
See if AB can keep pace with these great drives. And it looks like he's going to. Even better.
I mean, let me tell you guys.
That is a grouping go. Oof.
Wow, it sure is.
That's got to be the best grouping of the whole tournament.
That's
I would guess.
incredible.
It has to be.
Yep.
It's like these guys are lead card at the
Ugh.
USDGC or something.
That's gross.
Already 80 feet of putts for Gannon Buhr through 2 holes.
It's nothing but a Friday, man. That's the way he does it.
And left side, like hole 1 for Isaac, this time doesn't stay in. Drew's going to have to go with the straddle. That eats your soul. Such a bonus birdie to get. Maybe not for these guys. Maybe they're thinking, okay, this is a great opportunity for birdie, but you know that not a bunch of people are getting it. I mean, this is only 19 birdies, 16% of the field.
Wow, just 19.
Yep. And it feels like you have to throw such a premium shot. So to get that close and then just be unfortunately stymied behind the tree and then have the putt right on line and hit the top of the cage, it's just something about it just really eats at you.
I think it's a bonus birdie, and I think they think it's a bonus birdie.
You think they think
I
it? Okay.
really do,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm with you. I'm on board.
It's just such a tight green, and you got to go fast into there. So it's you're rolling the dice. Nico, last shot over. This is 3rd shot.
This is 4+. This is long shot for the 2009 U.S. champion.
Got the drift, and needs to get some legs and go left. Yeah, that's where you're aiming, right?
It's pretty good.
Sure.
Opportunity.
Are you running this putt here? Goodness, this is a scary one.
He's got that up and down putt though. I like that for this, with the tail in.
That's
That's so in the water. If that misses, that was beautiful.
so much confidence to run that at that pace.
Well, you got to think with Nico, his miss is low, and so if he miss releases, you'll kind of like his chances of staying in bounds.
I like to see him playing that well. I would say he's been having one of the slowest seasons of his career.
No question.
Yes.
It's not even close. It's
So that's got to feel good.
Tough year for him, for
Hitting
sure.
Clutch putt at the major, moving in the right direction is Nicola Castro.
Here's the flyover on the tough hole 3. Par 4, new location this year. You saw it yesterday. Big drive. If you can get it to move right a little bit, that's fantastic. But you really want to just try to give yourself an angle so that you can throw a forehand or a backhand roller like we saw yesterday with Isaac into the horseshoe. It's not quite a horseshoe anymore. A lot of trees have come down in this otherwise normally protected area. There's a mandatory that you have to navigate going into the green as well.
Is it going to flip?
Yeah. Is it going to hyzer back is the question.
Kind of looks like no.
It's the distance is fine,
That did not help.
but it's going to be just a pitch up around the mandatory. There's no way to play for the green. I came out fast.
Is that going to flip?
I think this is finding the road.
Oh,
Wow.
what?
Finds the road past the OB area, and that is so far that the angle on the next shot might be completely blocked off.
What is even... I didn't even know people did that.
Well, people don't.
There's a first
Person
time.
did.
There's a first time for everything, I think.
Yeah, that is a great drive for Isaac.
Are we going to see another roller? I'm curious without the wind if it'll work.
I don't think he has another play to get to the pin. I mean, he did throw some pretty good forehands yesterday, but I think the roller is going to be, that's just my guess.
If this hyzer's back, he's looking good, but all these guys kind of getting it over. Oh,
Grenade.
I was wondering if there might be an over-the-top option here.
I mean, he's just past the landing zone, so there's the only thing you can do. There's no forehand play or anything.
But what about that mandatory tree? I mean,
Yeah.
barely making it. Yeah, definitely making it, but not by a whole lot.
It's a scary shot.
it's going to be a bogey on the card there for Anthony.
Okay, this is one of the
It is the
trickier
forehand.
forehands I've seen Isaac attempt.
Hey, that's a good ceiling. Honestly,
Almost great.
it's so hard to wrap around that corner to get past that first corner and to not shoot into that second gap of trees. I mean, you just have to, it has to be perfect.
Doesn't it look like the disc is really heavy when he throws sidearms?
I said it looks like he's like in the Old West shooting guns because the way the disc hits the ground, typically it like tumbles.
Yeah.
I just think that it's just some Wild West dude jumping into a bar trying to start a gunfight.
What a weird spot to land your drive. Gannon, huge distance.
I mean, that's an absolutely enormous drive. Barely had to throw it at all to get past the mandatory.
Scoot. Yeah.
Hole 4 isn't, or hole 3 isn't that tricky of a hole to play for the par. It's just incredibly difficult.
Ooh.
Well, I say that, and Gannon's going to have to add to that putting total to stay bogey free.
Incredibly difficult to birdie, I believe is what you were going to say.
Yeah, I mean, thank you.
I think like even the way Gannon
Great effort.
kind of missed it and was okay with it, you know? Kind of accepted a bad putt. See if he can prove my theory right.
And no look there with the awkward line. I was just having a pitch up.
Nope. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, the fact that he accepted it, I think, that shows you confidence. I think that's something you can do when you're a confident player. Your game is clicking.
Nope, Nate, I'm
I'm
wrong.
gonna bail you out here.
No, I can't accept the bailout.
when things are clicking, you're not likely to feel panic
Yeah.
at every 30 footer that you leave yourself.
Yeah. I mean, he did just make $1 billion in a row, so you're not gonna make them all. But I'm gonna have to rethink my philosophy here. Oh, he made that one though.
Back on track.
Yeah. Phew.
Cool angle.
Yeah. Ezra getting it done 4 through 5. Nico 5 through 7. Very good.
What is the simplest way to improve your disc golf game? The answer, learn from the very best. Paul Ulibarri, Simon Lizotte, Ezra Aderhold, and Holland Hanley. They're not just players, they are your elite coaches guiding you every step of the way. The Power Disc Golf Academy is the premier online disc golf academy with over 150 on-demand lessons that are specifically designed to improve your skills right now. So what are you waiting for? Join today at powerdga.com.
Evan Smith continuing his great season. He's up there in 3rd place currently.
Hole 4, par 3, 299, dead straight. I think this is the one hole that kind of like doesn't fit.
Hey, there's the tree.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that tree in a
I
box?
saw that tree in the box.
That is what I'm talking about. Did someone go out and refly the drone?
No, we saw it
We saw it yesterday.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
you couldn't see it from the
missed.
camera angle or from the T cam or the
okay.
catch cam.
Okay.
Like right now, you can't see it.
You know what I mean, though? This one just like
Oh no, it doesn't. It's still
fit.
new.
It
It feels weird to me.
Yeah.
Just from all the history that we've had. Not to say it's a bad hole.
No, not at all.
It's just a little different.
Well, not that you guys need this explanation, but the explanation behind the idea of the hole was to offer a woodsy shot that people could spectate. You have the open field out there on the left, and people can gather around, which you can see them clearly in the masses. I don't know where they are right now, but they're supposed to be over there.
I mean, I do like it. I like the fact that good kick. I like the fact that there's a woodsy hole, and it just, to me, it feels a little awkward with the course design, which might be a nice curveball to the field.
Totally.
I don't know if you guys ever came over here, but nice drive here from
Yeah.
Anthony. But when we used to warm up in the field, it's just off to the left of the screen right now. I'd come over to this little gap, and I used to throw that gap.
Sure.
Back in the day before there was, I mean, you don't really need to throw that gap out here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, get ready for the big, tight gaps on Winthrop University. There's Jerm.
Just kind of a test on how well I was on my line.
Getting ready for hole 1.
Yeah.
Back in 2011, I'd come over here. When I didn't play 2011. Just throwing a year out there. Almost skipped up and in for Drew.
What are we looking at as far as birdie percentages? Gannon lines up another 45er.
Oh, what did...
Got a little
been
chain
closer.
and just couldn't crawl in.
Just 21%, man. This is another low percentage birdie.
Yeah.
I feel like that is all the changes at Winthrop over the last couple of years is replacing, and good on them, you know, for making the course hard, but replacing fairly simple holes that were
Hole two.
probably like 50% birdie type holes.
Yep.
And the holes that come in to replace them are like 12%ers.
2, 3, and 4.
And it makes all of them are
Yeah.
really good gets. Like I feel like getting through the first 5 under par is like a pretty good feat. Now, obviously, we saw Ezra Aderhold at 4 under already. That's phenomenal with this new design.
Kind of a wild statistic there for him to come that good. Which I mean, look at this. I'm excited to see if somebody can get on like one of those crazy 9 in a rows. You know.
Sure.
I think they can now with the change on 3. It's actually a lot more gettable this year.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Last 2 years, it was such an insane birdie to get.
Hole 5, par 5, 1,025 feet. Along the water the whole way, you can see this big bamboo pole with the yellow flag on it in the middle of your screen. That is a mandatory to the left. So you're going to have to cross the water at some point. Most players are going to want that to be shot 3, trying to set up a birdie putt if you can stay away from out of bounds.
Mid-range out left. Get it on a nice Anheuser angle so it can crease the hill. And there's nobody who does it better than this guy. I
Not
don't
a
think
single
so.
person on the planet.
That's really good. He hits the pocket to where once it hits the Anheuser, it speeds up. You know what I mean? And gets all the flight out of it.
I feel like his stuff gets to the Anheuser earlier than other people too. Like it's
100%.
almost like that. It's like a forced flex that never flexes.
That's a very well thrown shot from Drew.
But there's something a little different about the way he delivers those, don't you think?
Yeah, there's not another person who throws it like him. Gannon, the more conventional, safer route off the tee, going high-speed driver forehand. Skips up into a comfortable hyzer backhand second shot location.
Love that place down there. This guy can get dicey with the sidearm because it just comes out at 6,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like this is probably going as far as Gannon, and he just kind of
Yeah.
That says a lot about Isaac's drive right there. Because that was far. That was a long drive for AB. He's actually first up. That's pretty surprising.
yeah. I actually think for the guys who throw the farthest, like AB and Gannon, let's say, going too far could be a detriment. Like if you, like 450 is nothing, and you can use the hyzer angle out over the.
You're talking about shot 3.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah.
You want
like
almost,
going so far is actually probably bad for them. They're
Yeah,
creating a
cuts
way tougher shot.
It turns it into a turnover.
Yes.
And they can play like a stall hyzer, which is a little more comfortable potentially.
Right. And for like normal people, you want the turnover because you cut the distance.
Yeah. But 400 just is not a problem.
No.
You know. So
even 460 up high where they are. That's
Yeah.
just like, oh, I'll throw my Nuke OS, stall it over the trees, and it's fine.
Drew able to kind of take a little bit off there on his second shot with such a big tee. Now, Gannon, this is where the shots get dicey.
needs to start hyzering quick.
Or he needs to fight through the trees. One of the two.
Kind of does both.
Yeah.
See, I'm surprised he can go high there very
could.
easily.
He could.
This guy doesn't have the option. Like, he has to go full.
But he's happy to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's a good shot. That's actually a putt. Scary putt.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he chooses to do there after. He made the putt on 1, but 2 he missed left. You have to have a lot of confidence to run that next putt.
I did play with Gannon last year. He went high. He missed the Mando.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's
Okay,
possibly
that could
in
be in the
his
head.
mind still, from last year, that's a mistake he knows he doesn't want to make again.
So here it is. This is overstable driver, and he doesn't go high.
Huh.
And he's
Same
kinda
thing.
messing with branches.
Yeah.
Drew just kind of concedes the birdie and throws mid-range.
You got to be so careful on this green.
Yeah,
You can be fully on land and still be out of bounds on this green. So you have to really be careful.
yeah, lay it up to a 20-footer.
Yep. That's even.
I don't
It's
like
fine,
that. It
but
hits
it's a
that on the
little too
wrong,
close.
wrong angle, and that thing rolls out of bounds.
And Isaac doesn't want any part of it.
Wow, that's crazy to me.
I'm surprised actually by
Yeah.
Isaac because he was what was he 40?
I mean, I think he was 50. I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
if it was 50, then we're good.
It just wasn't. It's just not enticing enough. You don't need the birdie right now. If this were hole 18, and we've talked about this a few times before, this would be a sick hole 18.
You know what I think would be a fantastic hole? FPOT par 4 for the men, hole 5. It's crazy.
Okay. I'll have to take a look at that.
Man, the length that Gannon throws with is pretty special.
As we're continuing 5 under through 7, and now Nico, he is 6 down on the front 9. He has jumped up into second place. Big moves.
Hole 6, par 3, 371 to the beach. We're off to the beach, guys. Grab a couple. What are beach?
Cooler.
A cooler? Okay.
Get a cooler.
Yeah,
get
give
a
me one, Nate.
get
What are you having on the beach?
umbrella.
I'm bringing buckets, man, toys. I'm digging.
Yeah, all right.
I'm digging. I'm rooting around.
Yeah, I was thinking more on like the
I got a-
cold beverage.
I got a
type.
football. Got to play some catch. Bring a frizz. Bring your frisbees to the beach, guys.
That's what I'm talking about. This guy is not bringing any
No,
frisbees to
he's staying back
No,
home in
he's
the
gonna
wood
bring one.
chips.
He'll eventually bring one to the beach, but it's not going to be on this shot. He didn't want to bring a fastest to the beach. What fun is that? He's going to take a putter down there.
Oh no, this is gotta hit a house.
Well.
No houses on the beach.
Bring your swim trunks to the beach.
Yep. I was thinking more of like I was waiting for the pina colada, Bring a little pina colada to the beach.
See,
This is as good as they make them right here.
This needs to do exactly what it's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That's
it
so
does.
good.
It does do exactly what it's doing.
Coming in on the backside, never ever a chance for it to hit the water. We saw people come in early yesterday, and at that point, you're at the fate of how it bounces in that sand. Like this one. Soft.
This is great. Isn't
Yeah,
This looks
it's
great.
perfect. But you see the action?
Beautiful.
Like,
I always think, you're just what has to happen is you just have to hit that ring of bricks and good night.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that second bounce. Like if you hit the sand, let's take a look right here. If you hit the sand, you're slowing down quick. But imagine that if it cleanly hits
Yeah.
oh, for sure.
that ring of bricks,
Uh-huh.
you're potentially taking a dip.
Fantastic shot. Gannon's was better, in my opinion. Just
Yeah, it doesn't have a
because
chance,
No
right?
chance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that-
Isaac's joined the beach party.
Yeah, I think he was giving that a go.
It's definitely nice when they kind of roll down the sand rather than flying it, right? That's kind of the difference
Yeah.
you're sensing between those two shots.
Dangerous putt here. If he misses, re-putt.
Oh!
Doesn't miss. Huge putt. Stay 1 under for Drew. Big momentum putt.
That was great.
And he knew it right out of his hand. Yep. It's time to walk this one in.
Give me that. It's like a beach snack. Is
What,
there
is it
one?
good
Yeah,
beach
yeah, yeah,
snack?
yeah.
I feel like you want something that's probably individually packaged. You don't want sand getting in there. You want
Yeah.
something that's sealed up when you get to the beach. Maybe like I'm kind of thinking like a
How about a
Pringles
coconut?
can.
Coconut?
I'm down with a
You need tools. To
can of
open that.
Pringles.
You need tools to open up. Yeah, I think that's pretty sand proof. Vino Makela. Twisting rollers.
Huva Haito Vina. It's going to be short. Actually,
Shorty got him.
we'll call that one just inside 59 feet 3 inches.
I wonder if we're gonna. We are. Wow. He's got this new putt
Oh,
that
what
he's like
is that?
throwing a couple pushers up in the sky.
That was cool.
I can't believe he
Just
made that.
show Vino. Just show how to make that putt. That is awesome.
Stalling out to the left. What kind of disc is that?
Is this going to be OB long? No.
Barely stays in bounds.
There's Tom giving him the green flag. Always on hole 9.
Former roommate of yours.
Yep. Also, recipient of the golden rake out here.
Uh-huh. I was playing with James Conrad today, and he hit the cage off the tee, and Tom said, "You almost saw some old farts running around waving flags."
Ricky from deep. Give me that on the stripe.
On that side of the tree, it can get pretty awkward. You have some low ceiling putts to this elevated basket right here in the Chancellor's Mansion's backyard.
Gets over the rim. If Nico's making his putts,
Yes.
this guy is one of the more confident people in the world.
All he has to do is visualize that these tournament rounds are practice rounds, because we've all sat there and seen Nico with a stack of putters, mids, drivers, and whatever else in his hand from 40 feet in rhythm and not miss a single one. If he can get in that mindset, I mean, he will not miss. The problem is he has not been able to get into that zone in quite a while, since he used to be the #1 player in the world.
Yep.
Hole 7, par 3, 284, triple Mando. You know it, you love it. You got to throw whatever you're comfortable with going straight. If you miss it, just make sure you throw it hard, and then you have a chance to hit that fence. The huge miss is if you're tentative and you miss all that bamboo, then you're taking a penalty and a very likely bogey. This is extremely high and
Watch
wide.
this. Watch this.
That is cool.
That is really cool.
That is a much wider line than I'm used to seeing people take, but the result is the same.
Wow. That's such a... You're making that gap so narrow coming in with that steep of a hyzer, but man, he really trusted it, threw it perfectly. Oh, AB.
That's that tentative miss right there.
Yep. Player who has aced this hole in the past.
Almost. It's just a guaranteed bogey from there because the drop zones are so awkward.
Isaac, just the one birdie on hole 1 and a ton of pars since then.
Well, this is the same shot as hole 1, so I think we know where it's
Yeah,
going to
just-
go in.
Whoa.
Laser beams, man. I'm just surprised he didn't birdie hole 4, because it's the same thing. It doesn't look like it's the same thing, but it's just a straight line from tee to basket.
Yeah, he probably should throw putter there. Drew got hole 1. What does that mean?
All par since. Laser beam. Oh, yeah. Through the wickets. AB will choose a side on the drop zone. You get to choose the left side or right side. Both ones are obstructed. He's going to go with a little forehand and 8.
Isaac, 30-footer.
Back on board.
Got to shout out Cole Redolin for knocking down an ace today here on the 7th.
Yeah, you can find that on his social media, I think.
I saw a video.
Somebody catch it. Yep.
So cool.
And he said, I forgot about this, but he aced hole 17 last year, and now he aced hole 7 out here this year. So nice little ace streak for him at the major. So birdies for the card, except for AB, who takes 2 birdies. Check back in here with Vina.
He's been taking this wide high.
Super high.
Oh, come on.
How did that miss?
Who was it yesterday who did it? Was it
Klein, I
Was it Kyle? Yeah, it was Kyle. I mean, that is so cool.
362.
Yep.
That high.
Yeah, that required about 462. I'd love to see this again, man. That is just so wide and high.
I like that play. I've been playing it that wide for a long time.
Niklas Antala, even par round 1. 10 under round 2, jumps all the way up to 3rd place. That's a heck of a comeback for the former runner-up here.
All right, let's go into hole 8, par 4, 697 feet. Got all kinds of options off the tee. You can throw the sidearm left and wide or backhand around everything like we saw Isaac do yesterday. And then your next shot's just, if you got the sidearm, I think that plays the best, but you're going to see a lot of rollers from a lot of people, I feel like. These guys have the power. Sidearm, I'm guessing from Gannon.
Pretty ideal. Get options here from the middle of the fairway. You can go forehand again. You can go roller, whatever he likes.
That's about the perfect angle.
Yeah.
Isaac was a little bit high yesterday. Yeah, it goes with the lower option. Where'd that go? Is that in front of that tree?
I can't tell.
I think it got past the tree.
Okay. Same place. Looks like.
Yep.
Didn't look like much, did it?
No. And also in that really ideal location. Roller coming for Drew. Oh, it just stays up the hill. Never really worked its way down. And that'll just be a little pitch up for the par more than likely.
Nice to come down from there.
Yeah. So you can see that yellow foul pole on the right side. That is a mandatory down left.
Slow
This
down.
is looking good, going a little long.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys remember, Nate Dawson missed that mandatory in our practice round, and I had mentioned, I always thought, I wonder if someone would throw a roller between the fence and the post. It happened today.
Oh, no, you saw it.
Yes, Raven Newsom.
Oh, my gosh.
Squirted one in between the pole
That
and
is
the fence.
crazy unlikely and really unfortunate.
And you know what the craziest part is? We got up there close to look at the mandatory. There is a 2-inch string line in there that's like the mandatory plane. Like if you break this one.
Wow. That's just like imagining somebody at the Masters with a pair of scissors just cutting every single blade of grass to perfection.
Oh, that is a beautiful skip.
Speaking of perfection,
Yeah,
oh
absolutely.
boy, that one was as good as you can throw it. Just inside enough that you don't have to worry about that big stump in the early tree. Fantastic throw from Gannon. Drew with a little bit of a prayer. No, that was just a layup.
See if he can sandwich that bogey in the middle. 2 birds.
Yeah, even par still? No longer. 1 under for AB. The 3rd time of the round that he's gotten to 10 under. See if he can hold on to it this time.
Tough putt here.
Oh, come on. Man, that's a brutal one.
That was so close. I find those ones so frustrating because if you missed it a little worse, it does the thing where it like crawls over and hardly hits chains. But because you like clean skipped it off the front, then it, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and I'm thinking about that putt that you made at Flying Eye all those years ago where you just hit the cage and it wrapped itself up and over the rim and in. I know it's just an inside joke for us, but
oh man,
I'll never forget
one of my
it.
best putts.
If Vino can go 6,000 miles high on hole 9, he definitely has the distance to get
No doubt.
10 in it.
Good win today, too.
About had too much distance on that one.
A little earlier in the day, it was a tailwind. I would imagine if it's moving any direction, it's the same.
Simple hyzer.
Yeah.
Didn't
Take
really
a
even
little off
need
on the
it.
hyzer. Yeah.
Didn't really even need the drift. Still deep.
Gosh. Yeah, that's how easy this hole can play with the tailwind.
They got to move this basket back. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up. Actually, I could see it. I could see it.
You could
Easily,
and
yeah,
people would
you-
still be, if it was 30 longer, it wouldn't change hardly anything.
Yeah, you could even make it 45 longer. Get really close to that sidewalk back there.
At this point, I don't think we can overlook how good Vino is putting with this new putting stroke.
Yeah.
Eagle.
Like
It's
he's always
interesting,
been
too,
that.
'cause he's so spinny.
Yeah.
It's like opposite almost
Yep.
of what he traditionally does.
Ezra's keeping things going at 15 under. In first place, 3 ahead of Nico, who is 7 under through 11.
And our lead card's getting left behind a little bit.
Yeah, Ezra's off to a blistering pace. That's
Obviously,
a great
they
front
have
9.
A couple holes, but even if they birdie them all, they're behind.
Yeah, they're still behind.
where
yeah.
Ezra is. 362. Got to clear the rocks to be inbounds. If you go out of bounds, you have about a 50-footer obstructed by that tree on the right.
I really enjoy the change that they've made on this hole. These planted trees are much prettier.
Box trees.
The box trees, yes. The box planters or whatever they are. Gannon's going to have maybe a tricky putt. It depends on how much that branch sticks out in his way.
I found myself wondering what happens to a box tree after the championship, comes to a close. Where are those things going? Are they coming back next year? I don't know.
I'll put a
these are
bid
the
on
kind
one.
of things I-
We had a tree come down in our front yard last year. We need to replace it.
These are the kind of things I think about. That's a great drive.
What's your best guess? To hang on to it, let it grow, bring it back next year?
That'd be cool.
A long time
That's a lot
ago,
of work.
hole 4. Might have been a few box trees.
That's what Nate was telling us. Those trees were about that height when he was describing the hole back in the early days of the championship. You watch old video of the 2001, 2002, 2007 USDGC. The whole place is so different with the trees. It's pretty remarkable to see.
Well, shoot, hole 11, the bushes on the right.
Yes.
Those little hyzers over there.
Yeah, exactly. The hyzer play was big time in play in hole 11.
And in the early days of the USDGC, that hole was a quarter mile long.
That's right. Yeah, we used to almost play to hole
nearly
12.
to where hole 12 is.
Yep.
A pretty generous fairway by modern standards, but still. Oh, no. Oh, no. That touched the OB line, but I think it stayed safe. What a disaster that would have been.
Kind of a disaster regardless.
A little bit.
It's going to shake your confidence. I mean, if you're like a normal human being, that's going to shake your confidence.
Well, you don't want to hold on to those thoughts, that's for sure. Moving along, get another putt for birdie from that distance. He's going to be thinking about it.
Doesn't seem to be too disturbed by it, which is good to see. AB, a couple birdies in a row. Now that'll get him to 11.
And did you see Isaac just pitch it up there? He didn't even have a
Nothing.
look.
He had nothing.
Well, we
behind
saw
that tree.
Klein, what was it, 2-3 years ago? Or was it last year where he made it through the little branch?
Yeah.
It's possible.
I think it was last year. He made like a
Yeah.
super horse putt. Like that's a letter for anyone, any day.
All right, looking at the leaderboard, Ezra and Nico are playing very, very well. Gannon hanging around, Anthony hanging around, and then a slew of people who have shot like pretty solid on the front nine. So it's out there. It's not like yesterday. There's double digits looming for sure.
Certainly. Wind down, nerves maybe settled. Round 2. We got the back 9 coming up. See if these lead card guys can kind of get on their horses, chase down some of those guys playing a little bit better further into the course.
Almost halfway through the last major of the year. Got 9 more holes here to go. Round 2. See you guys in a bit.